how can you be behind in life when it's your life? Like, it's your journey. Who are you behind? Right? Like, the only way you can be behind is if you're comparing your life to someone else's life. You can't, like, this is your journey. You're the only one in this race. So you can't be behind. So you have to be able to order your steps for you and not for what you see. So you never can be behind in your life journey. But because we have these expectations that we have, when we don't meet them, we feel like we behind because we put in our time. It ain't about our time. We don't have control over these things. It's God's time. And so you can't be behind. So stop thinking you're behind. Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A Podcast. I'm your host, Gilmore Jr. And to the right of me, we got the highest of 7 hills, the Rocket. Mr. E-Rock, how you feeling today, bro?
I'm all right, man. How about you?
Man, never better, brother, never brother.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful time to be alive. It's no, what they say, there's no reason to complain, because why? You're alive. Well, no, ain't nobody listening, no. So we ain't gonna complain, but we are gonna uplift and motivate, man. And I was thinking about, obviously, this podcast, right? We bring our real life to the podcast, and in order and hope that we uplift others. Today, on a call I was having, I had somebody that said these words to me, bro. I'm behind, right? So I'm behind, saying behind in life, right? For some odd reason in life, we begin to put expectations with age, right? At 21, I should be a millionaire. At 30, I should at least have 2 kids and a picket fence in the house. At 40, I should have X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And with those expectations comes so much pressure. And after this person that told me they were behind, man, I started thinking, and I was talking, I was like, man, where did this come from? Like, where in life did it come for us to, like, who put this here? Like, where did it come to us to expect at a certain age that we're supposed to do certain things? And I wanted to bring you here to the EL2A Podcast to kind of have that conversation. And I just want to get your opinion. Obviously, you're not the founder of this thought process, but where do you think that comes from for us to believe that at certain ages we're supposed to have or do certain things? Where does that come from?
I mean, most social media, let's say social media, and then what people expect, the expectations that other people put on what we should do. And I guess make it clear is just, we see people who I guess high status or success, so to speak, they I guess other people try to put in place at what age or where you should be at a certain place in life based off what they see somebody else do. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times I just get kicked around from social media. Yeah. I think a lot of it too, as men, it's so funny because I literally was just thinking that, like, bro, I'm 35 and I don't have my own house. I was just thinking this the other day, but also at the same time, it was like, I was talking to somebody, and what he said, he was like, we were talking about something totally different, but he was like, that's a good problem to have. So for me to think, okay, well, you're 35, I don't have a house, I don't own my own home yet, but I was like, but that's a good problem to have for me to even want, like, the aspirations to want the house, to know what it takes in order to get the house, because there are a lot of people that don't even know there's a minimum. Like, a lot of people think that in order to own a house, you need 800 credit score, you need $30,000 down, but you really don't need that much. So for me to know what it takes to get it, I know it's right around the corner. Yeah. So it's a good problem to have, because now I can, with the information that I've been able to get, to gain, it's a good problem to have, because now I can purchase that home whenever I'm ready. And I feel like that's a good problem to have. So again,
go ahead.
Yeah. So again, I think it's social media that pushes that.
Great test, right? Because somebody else said this, but you just gave me a great example where we can break it down right here. You just literally just said you're 35 and you had something that came to you like you should have a home, and you thought you. Why do you believe you should have a home at the age of 35?
I heard everybody else say it.
Right. And you're a real estate agent, right? Yeah. So think about it. You're a real estate agent and you have this belief, and this belief comes from what you've heard from others. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yeah.
So why does that matter?
of what everybody else said.
Yeah, I guess, you know what I mean. So why do you believe, or you know? Yes, I guess why everybody. Why does that matter?
So I heard it before I became a real estate agent. I had already heard this. So you got to think. So I've been in real estate going on my 4th year now. So I heard this prior to 30. So in my mind, as I was working at homeownership and out there in the real world, you know, it's like, okay, by age 35, I better have a house. So now I'm 35, but I got into real estate within the last few years, and the information that I found out, again, for me, it's like, that's why I say I'm in a good place not to have a house right now, because there's certain things that's happening in the market due to the information I've been finding out. Probably is a good thing I don't have a house right now.
Yeah. So, and the reason I think about it, because even with home ownership, so the same thing, right? Because that was the American dream, own a home. A lot of things in America is totally like placed, right? So it even thinks about this in this conversation I'm having on my social media. So many people want their kids, like I heard somebody say, I want to be smart. I want a smart kid. What does that even mean? Right? I think you should raise a confident child, right? Because smart, they used to teach us that milk strengthens our bones. Now milk is bad for us, right? So think about that. The smart person that taught us to choose or drink milk, now telling us that milk is bad for us. So smart can change, right? So, but being confident, it stays the same. And I think even in this conversation, ownership, they always told that. So I do battle that lines, but through education, through me seeking and doing personal development, I listen to people. And one of the guys I really listen to, he always say the right time to own a house is when you can afford it. When you're ready, when you can afford it. So even thinking about it, if I'm 50 years old and have a house, and they say a lot of people are house rich, cash poor, or something like that. Like basically you buy a house when you're ready, right? And you don't understand all the costs that goes into it. But again, this is the real education. So we allow expectations that come from the world to make us feel behind. That's the conversation I want to have, right? No matter what you sitting here telling me and saying, like, you are in real estate and you still had that feeling of,
oh yeah,
I should do it. So think about the person that's watching whatever they're doing in life, right? The thing that they want, the relationship that they want, the kids that they want. They're going out with their friends and everybody got it, and it's so easy. Like, I'm supposed to have that. Like, what is the? And so we got to dive deeper into it. So one conversation I knew, like being behind, and I think this may be it may sound like I guess there's no dumb questions, but it may sound like a dumb question. Being behind, what does that actually even mean in this type of like scenario? Like, what does it mean to be behind?
That's a good one. I don't think I'll say I'm behind. I mean, because in the situation, if I had the mindset to feel like I was behind, I guess I'll be trying to do everything I can to get ahead.
Yeah.
So instead of me saying I'm behind, there's opportunity. There's room for opportunity. So there's things that I know I want to do. So there's those goals, there's those wants. What do I have to do? What information do I have to digest in order to get what I want, to get ahead?
And this is how I broke it down to the brother I was talking to, and I'm breaking it down to y'all. How can you be behind in life when it's your life? Like, it's your journey. Who are you behind? Right? Like, the only way you can be behind is you're comparing your life to someone else's life. You can't, like, this is your journey. You're the only one in this race. So you can't be behind. So you have to be able to order your steps for you and not for what you see. So you never can be behind in your life journey. But because we have these expectations that we have, when we don't meet them, we feel like we behind because we put it our time. It ain't about our time. We don't have control over these things. It's God's time. And so you can't be behind. So stop thinking you're behind. Right? You don't have the master pen to your life. Yes, we try to draw things out, and that's not up to us. Like, you're not behind. You're right where you need to be. All right? So you got to know that. So that's how I explain to the brother. And in this conversation, we have to understand that, bro. Like, I think more time, and this is I was having as well, when you think about pain, think about people getting hurt, you think about death, you think about all these different things. Do you think people have more disappointment or more pain from get upset from pain or unmet expectations?
Yeah, pain.
So you say pain?
Yeah, well, it all depends. How often do you feel that pain?
Yeah, and I think I'm basically asking, do people suffer more? Do you think people suffer more from pain or unmet expectations is what I'm asking you.
Like I said, it is all dependent on their mentality, but unmet expectations for the person that really, that's driven, that has a drive, that unmet expectations. Yeah. Probably
I think for the most part, it's unmet expectations, bro. Because you think about the day when you wake up, you have an expectation. You got an expectation for your kids to do something. You got an expectation for the way your day is gonna go. You have an expectation for how your food's gonna taste. So at each juncture of the things you're doing, because we place expectations on so much things around us, we open up ourselves to be disappointed, and we suffer from that, right? Like in a restaurant, if the food ain't the way we want it to be, it might mess up your whole day. You know what I mean? It's messing up the whole vibe. Or you go to wherever you're going to your outing, wherever you're going, if the thing, so we suffer so much from unmet expectations. So we got to understand that, bro. We not in control. I think this is why I want y'all to understand we are not in control. All right. So my next question I got for you, man, do you think people become emotionally attached? Why do you think people become emotionally attached to timelines, right? So as far as us having, this is what I want to do, this is the date I want to do it by, right? And just setting that plan and just going about it. Why do we become emotionally attached to that plan?
Why? Is that one hard for me? I don't know why. I don't know why they get so emotionally attached to it. I think so many things have changed in my life. 35 years of being on Earth. I think they say the only thing that's constant is change. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I have to understand that even though I may have a timeline, I put a date on whatever it is that I want to do, that's not the end all be all. So, okay, well, that time has come. So what's next? Am I done, or am I still going to try to get to what I want to do? So for me, I don't understand that. Those have been conversations that I've had with people trying to understand why. Well, you said we were supposed to be this was going to happen by this time. Okay, it can still happen. Like what are we crying for? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can't empathize with somebody that's upset because they didn't meet that goal.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Folks become married to it.
Yeah.
Right? They becomes their baby, the timeline. Like they start a business, oh, this is my baby. And you know how you feel about your child. Like there's an emotional attachment to your child. There's an emotional attachment to your significant other. So when you become married to these things, every little thing that happens matters because you're emotionally attached to it instead of setting and forgetting it, right? So if you're making an investment and you put it in an account and you understand that like this is an investment that's here, and if it stays here, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Supposed to. And you're going about and even with investment is a risk. The stock market goes up, it goes down. Same type of thing, but you're not something, you don't get married to it. You leave it, and what it do, you happy about it. We don't leave. A lot of people stay in these, and you become emotionally attached to a timeline. For us, Cut Different Academy.
What's up, EL2A family, man? Come invest in the futures that are going to change the world. What you see here right now, man, we are reimagining education, right? We are giving these young boys and showing them who they are and where they're going. We're creating a school to career pipeline, and it's happening right here on this property, man. So let's go, EL2A fam. We're going to have a QR code that pops up. You scan that code, all right? And it's going to take you and tell you everything you need to know to come help us invest in the futures that's going to change the world. Let's go.
Yeah. I got on this stage so long saying Cut Different Academy 2027. And I said it to y'all, we cast a vision for y'all. You go through the podcast, you can go through videos and hear me saying Cut Different Academy coming soon 2027. 2027 is next year. Cut Different Academy will not be here in 2027. Am I crying? Am I upset about that? No, because I'm not emotionally attached to the timeline. I'm not married to that timeline. That was a vision that we put out. That was a hope that we had. And we put it out there and we rallied and we did everything we could to make it happen until it couldn't. So 2028. All right. 2028, y'all, like, not a big deal, right? So with you, why are you becoming so attached to the timeline? If you believe in what you're doing, if you believe the vision you have, then you know it's going to happen. And you believe in yourself to get it done, right? So we don't have control over the timeline. We have control over what we do daily to get to the goal. right? So we always talk about vision. Vision is so important in your life. Like if you have true vision and you have true faith, right? You set the vision and you have true discipline and you're waking up each and every day and you're being disciplined in your actions to get to where you're trying to go, you don't get discouraged. If you're emptying your tank to get to where you're trying to go, you don't get discouraged, right? I did what I can do. I did what's in my control. Everything else it is what it is. But you better believe that what I could control and what I could do happened, right? So I think a lot of people start getting upset with the timeline too because they ain't handling their business. Mm-hmm. Like the expectations of what others should do and how things should come. And I'm praying to God and God, please, God not answering my, but you not emptying your tank. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it comes to the timeline. And then it comes to the illusion of control, right? The illusion of control is basically when you think you should be able to control everything. And that's just not the case. Like in your mindset, you begin to think like everything I can like over manage every little parts of the process, and that's just not what it comes. So I think when it comes to losing control, and I want to ask you, bro, when you think about that process of having so much control, and you just said that we understand life is unpredictable, is there any part of your life that you just tried to have so much control over and it didn't go the way you wanted it to go?
Say maybe college ball.
Yeah,
I would say college
nah,
ball.
that's a good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's probably like the only one that I honestly felt like I could really, I could do. I knew what I wanted to do, and when it didn't go the way that I wanted to go, it was like, all right, what's next? So I really try to control that aspect of it. Everything else, bro, I think you just learn on keep on living.
Yeah.
And you learn that there's certain you just can't control everything. And then within that, I'm going to go back real quick because of something else I've started thinking. Another reason why people probably get so emotionally attached to it is because the expectations that other people put on you for you not making what, hitting the goal that you said you were going to do. Mm-hmm. So now ET, ringing my head when it's like, how do you put so much expectation of why you care? You expect more out of somebody else than you expect out of yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times that causes, sometimes we have people that are depending on us to hit these goals, KDA 2027. Mm-hmm. So you got other people that's upset with us because, all right, we say 2028, what's the problem? But I think they're wanting us to do whatever it is that we said we were going to do in 2027. Sometimes that causes that person, that could cause us to say, dang, man, we didn't reach our goal. We didn't do what we were supposed to do because such and such over there upset because we didn't do 2027. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I think that causes it. So I was thinking about that because a lot of times that is a thing. Again, now back to with the things that I try to control. Again, I just understood that. I mean, man, it's life.
Yeah.
God is the only person that's in control of everything.
Yeah, and I think in that moment, too, the control part with the athletics part of it, I think that was one of the first initial moments in my life that I understood, right? That some things you just can't, because that part of my life is something I thought I couldn't control. Then when I seen I didn't have any control, right? That's when anxiety comes. That's when the depression comes. That's when those thoughts come, right? And I think a lot of us are dealing with anxiety and depression because we're trying to control so many factors in our life that we don't have control over, right? And if you're able to release those things, right? Release them and not allow those restraints on your brain, on your mind, on your conscious, then I can release you for some of that anxiety, right? Anxiety is literally you being like shooking up or being sporadic or whatever because of what you thought was going to happen, or it's not, you know what I mean, of what you want to happen, you know what I mean? That's those things come from. So I think when it comes to those things, just losing the control, bro. So to your point, I definitely tapped into what you're saying. So sometimes you're forced to let go of the version of yourself expected. So sometimes you are forced to let go of the version of life you expected. And I think as I was writing this down, so sometimes you're forced to let go of the version of life you expect. Again, going back to football, if we expect it like to be a certain way, you expected the NFL, and sometimes you're forced to let go of those things. But then you understand it's for the good. When it's happening, you're resistant. When it's happening, you're like, what's going on? But then you understand like this thing is happening for me and not to me. And I think that's a point that we have to understand too. So when you're forced to let go of something, I think that's life way of showing you're not in control. That's God's way of showing you, like, I'm controlling this ship and you're just a part of it, right? I say much all the time, the football being taken away, now I have to be able to figure out who I, now look where I'm at today. So life forced that upon me. And I think a lot of you may be going through something and you're feeling that right now. Sometimes you have to be okay with letting go, because what's on the other side of wherever you think you're supposed to go is where you should be. So life forces you to let go of what you think you should be doing to where you should be, to what God has for you. And that's maybe the resistance you have feeling. And I know you felt those different things. So speak to that a little bit, just more so of just letting go and then understanding on the other side of that resistance, on the other side of what you're trying to force, that the blessings are on this side.
I'll make it practical. Working at Cone, I said it before, working at Cone for 7 years, one of the hardest things that decisions as a father, taking care of a family, I knew that working at Cone, I knew where the check was going to come from every single every other week. And then when you get to the point of, like, I felt in my heart of hearts, like, all right, God, like, what's next? Do I stay here to try to become a VP or something else within a company, or do I go and do cut different, or not even cut different, because at that point I didn't know what it was going to be. But just trying to figure out, like, letting go. And that's really what it was, letting go and letting God, because letting him lead me to where I needed, where I am now. Not really knowing what to expect. And again, losing control of putting my life in the place that I wanted to be. So yeah, we building, as a Lego, we got Legos, and we're building it up to be this, this beautiful home with this beautiful figure. And then I had to realize, okay, I can't put that together. He got to put that together, because if I put it together, I'm still going to put myself in a position that I probably shouldn't even be. So I had to let that go and then allow God to lead me, which led to, because I was about to go drive trucks. But then that led to a call of, from you, and then saying, oh, bro, come over here. So the blessing on the other side of me letting go of being afraid to step out on faith and not have I guess not knowing where money was going to come from. Basically, that's pretty much, what I'm getting at. But, being able to step out on faith and say, all right, God, lead me. He led me. And then the blessings is, us doing this and growing from where we were to where we are now. So,
yeah, I like it. I think what I was hearing as you were saying, that, man, you're not being denied, you're being redirected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not being denied, you've been redirected. And I think that's vitally important. So redirection, right? And the redirection is going to launch you to where you should be. Yeah. But following up from that, this is my wheelhouse when it comes to identity. Who am I? I'm always talking about it. I think another thing people do is they wrap their identity around the outcome, right? So again, emotions and all these things come because you're so attached to the outcome, like I'm saying, because your identity is wrapped in it. Because you're already thinking about who that person is and what's going to happen. Oh, once I get here, I'm going to be invited to this. I'm going to be the top. I'm going to go in the magazines. I'm going to get this Instagram post. I'm going to get turned up. I'm going to be the best in the city. Like, you attach your identity around the outcome, not understanding, like, who you are in that moment.
Yep.
Right? No matter, it's cut different goals away today. Jamie Gilmore is going to be Jamie Gilmore. Sure. Jamie Gilmore going to go do something great tomorrow. If cut different falls today, because Jamie Gilmore is, and he know who he is, and his identity is attached to cut different. He isn't attached to this KD. I'm me. You get what I'm saying? I understand my principles. I understand the daily deposits I got to do. I understand it's not about me. I understand it's bigger than me. I understand that I'm led by God, right? I understand that I'm a man of purpose, and my purpose isn't wrapped around cut different, right? My purpose is bigger than this, right? And so that's what you have to know. What is your purpose? And you can't attach your purpose or what you got going on to the outcome of the thing, right? Because the thing ends. Things end, things stop, things have dates. Everything got a date. We got a date. You get what I'm saying? But I am who I am, bro. And that's bigger than this. And I think when you start attaching your identity to things, and that going back to the sports thing, right? My identity in the game. So when I'm not playing, now I'm depressed. When I'm playing, now I'm feeling a certain thing. Now I don't even want to talk to my parents, because, like, all I got to talk to them about is sports, like, about this. Yeah. So now, like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Now I'm in a bubble because the outcome is so important to me. Like, you have to take your identity out of the outcome. You are who you are. God created you to be great. You are you. You're unique in your own way. You are the only you. And that's powerful, right? And the outcome doesn't take you from being you, right? You help the outcome. You know what I mean? So just identity is important. So I make sure I want to talk about that. And I already know, the rocket, your identity, man. Come on, side of
me. Nah. So even with what you just said, so I guess another practical example to that is there's a statistic that actually says when you go off to college, whatever you major in, you won't actually work in that field.
Mm-hmm.
So what you just said was, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever I get a degree in criminal justice, I did that for 4 or 5 months and I quit. But that is pretty funny. But the identity that one would think I would have, this is what I did. I tried it. I tried to see, I was a correction officer, and I was supposed to do, I think I wanted to be a juvenile detention center counselor. And there were so many things that I said I would want to do within the criminal justice field. However, that wasn't who I, like, that just wasn't who I was. Still helping kids, but not in the correctional facility.
Yeah.
So the person that I am, the person who I was back then, the same confident man, the same handsome young man my mama raised me to be, I'm still that same man now, and I'm doing it just on another side.
Yeah.
So again, who I am, when we talk about character, when we talk about just still having that drive to be better, I think that's a lot of people get lost in, like you said, the identity. I'm supposed to do that. Okay, well, you could go do that over there with somebody else.
Yeah.
And still be good at what you do.
Be good, man. Peace comes from when we stop trying to control every outcome. That's y'all need to know. Peace comes from when you stop trying to control every outcome. So one question I want to ask you, bro, to wrap it up. How do you stay grounded, right? How do you stay grounded in uncertainty?
I mean, I know it's going to sound funny, y'all, but I really just try not to worry. I think that's one of the biggest things, man. I try not to worry about the what ifs. I'm realistic with myself. I'm painting this picture of, okay, well, if this happens, if I don't do this, this is going to happen. If I do this, this is going to happen. So I try to see what is the outcome of the scenario, the situation that I'm in. That way, if something doesn't go the way that if I can't control the situation, whatever happens, I had already kind of planned, or not planned, but I already envisioned what could happen either way. Now, how do I maneuver out of that situation? So I try not to worry.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, man. I think I'm just so locked in, man. Even with faith, like, I understand God is in control. Mm-hmm. I think for me, it's more so understanding that I'm not writing the story, and for me, I stay grounded in knowing that I'm doing all I can.
Yeah.
I'm emptying my tank each and every day. You know what I mean? So that part of me understands that I did my part, right? So everything after that is, we praying to the big man up above, and we hoping, and it's just faith. I just can't put no way around it. I think I stay grounded just through faith. I understand that there's a plan, and a lot of things, when it doesn't happen, I feel it wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't for me, right? And I think that brings relief. That brings, because again, I don't have control over it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not in ownership of these things, right? I'm a vessel that God is using to navigate waters and to trailblaze paths. And it's just what I'm doing, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not married to it, because tomorrow that may change. God may say, hey, I need you over here. Mm-hmm. I got to be obedient to that. So that's what it's about. I'm not married to the title. I'm not married to the thing. I'm not married to anything but Rashana Mitchell. I will be. But other than that, man, faith and discipline, man. What role does faith and discipline play when life isn't making sense? So just being faith.
Man, I was just telling Ja, just being able to trust the process, and that's having faith in whatever it is that you set your mind to. And I think that's kind of what you just alluded to, really. At the end of the day, I said I was going to do real estate. I got into it. I failed the test 3 times. On the 4th time I passed, I just trusted the process, so the faith with whatever that I said I'm going to set, that I'm going to try to do, I'm going to make sure it's going to get done.
Yeah.
When, I can't really put a time on that, but it's going to get done. So me not having a house at 35 doesn't mean I won't have a house at 36. Or it may not, if I don't have it at 36, that doesn't mean I won't have it by 40.
Yeah.
Still American dream.
Yeah. I don't even think it's the American dream no more, boy. The American dream don't even exist. Y'all better stop believing in that. Your dream. What's your dream? Whatever your name is, and put your dream on. Right? Stop trying to live the American dream, man. That stuff is washed up. Figure out who you are, where you going, and set your own dream and chase that. It's about you. America got his dream. Japan got their dream. What's your dream, right? Dream for yourself and stop this imaginary stuff that's the same place. Again, when milk used to strengthen your bones, now milk ain't good for you, right? So the same thing when they used to tell you go to college, and now at college, you don't even matter no more if you got a college degree. Yeah, I wouldn't believe in them dreams no more. Believe in your own dreams. Who am I? Where am I going? Set a dream for yourself, get a vision for yourself, and go chase it, right? And be great. All right, but other than that, man, to wrap it up, last thing I got for you. What would you tell someone whose life looks nothing like what they imagine? They're in a state right now, they look nothing like what they're imagining, and they just don't know what to do. What would you tell them?
Man, that's the beauty of it. I think that's, honestly, I know, again, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but I think it's one of the things, seriously, that's the cool thing about it. Because if it's not looking like what you think it should look like, that's really you saying you got a blank canvas. Paint something on there.
All right, rock. Right, you just gonna leave it like that? You gonna say that? You gonna say that? That was right, man. They got that old boy. Say it again one more time so they can hear it.
If life not looking like what you wanted it to look like, that means you got a blank canvas. Paint something on it. Make it the way that you want it to be.
Yeah, I like it. But I made it like this, man. Sometimes the life you want has to fall apart so the life that's meant for you can be built. So sometimes the life you want has to fall apart so the life that's meant for you can be built. Let go of that control, right? Let go of the control what you can, and the things that's supposed to be will be, and the things that's not, they won't. All right, but it's up to you to wake up each and every day, do them daily deposits, man. Believe in yourself, believe in God, and things will work out. But release the control, right? When you release the control, all that anxiety, that depression, it goes out the way because you understand that there's a bigger picture, right? There's a bigger thing out there. You know, we just got to do our part, man. So I hope this episode helps. I hope this episode touches you, man. Again, I had a conversation with a person this morning telling me I'm behind. How can you be behind when your life is only designed for you? Only time you're behind somebody if you was in a race with somebody else, or it's you versus you. So you're not behind, you right where you meant to be. So remember that you're not behind, you right where you meant to be. Like, God has a design for your life. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. Stop trying to look at your neighbors and focus in on yourself, man. So stop what you're doing. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, man. This is a great episode, and I know it's going to touch you. Share with somebody. Take 3 takeaways. Share it with 3 people. Get a takeaway in the comments and let us know what you're getting from the episode. And other than that, man, July 24th, man, our summer gala, July 24th. We'll put the link. I know a flyer probably come up so you guys can see that. Make sure you get your tickets and you're in the room. Cut Different Academy coming soon. Talked about it. 2020, maybe 2029. No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna say that. All right. But Cut Different Academy coming soon, y'all. Other than that, you got anything for Wrap Up Rocket?
I'm good. See you there, July 24th.
July 24th, man. We'll see y'all next week.